never thought I would be experiencing an accident within the first year of driving. What happened was I left work as usual. And shortly after, I had an accident. It's just really crazy. The other time I was leaving home for work, and this time around I was leaving work to go home, and I got myself, well, not that I got myself in an accident, I just happened to be the victim. So to be honest, yeah, I never actually thought I will be coming at you guys with this story. I never thought in a million years that it would happen in my first year of driving. I'm still quite shocked that it happened to me, as in, out of how many drivers it happened to me, a first time driver. And it's only been like 6 months or 7 months since I got my driving license, so to be honest, I never thought it would happen to me ever, because I'm a very, very careful driver. Whenever I start driving, I always hear my instructor's voice all the time. If I'm doing something that I'm possibly not meant to be doing, or I sense it's wrong for me to do, my instructor's voice is in my head telling me,
kannst du das nicht lesen? Theo, du fährst zu schnell. Theo, du fährst zu langsam.
It's just crazy. Yes. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that, but for me, a new driver within the year of driving, I still hear my my instructor's voice in my head telling me how I should conduct myself on the road. I never actually thought I would be coming at you guys with this story, to be honest, because it just didn't dawn on me that it will be happening to me 2-3 weeks after I told you guys the story of how I almost had an accident with a truck, a lorry, an LKV, a heavy goods vehicle, because I wanted to overtake a truck that was driving so slow in front of me, and it was just crazy, that moment in time. And soon after, I sort of like realized that I developed some type of anxiety when I'm in the process of overtaking. My heart is literally beating so fast to the point that it's difficult for me to breathe, and until I finish overtaking this whatever vehicle I'm trying to overtake, would my heart sort of like slow down and go back to normal. And I'm still trying to like deal with it, even though I've got to still drive every single day. But yeah, it's nothing major. It's not to the point that I can't function in a car or whatever. It's just, but yeah, that time that it happened, I almost got myself into in an accident. I was leaving home for work around about 6:30, 6 o'clock. Well, sorry, 6:45 in the morning. And this time around, I was leaving work super excited to have just ended the day at 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I thought to myself, well, Theo, as soon as it's quite warm, why don't you stop at McDonald's to treat yourself to a McFlurry ice cream and maybe a double cheeseburger, of which I did. And I thought, well, this has got to just be the best day of my life. I don't know, I was just like super excited to like just go back home. On leaving McDonald's, I got onto a road that only permitted me to do 30 kilometers per hour. And as soon as I got to the end of that road, I saw a truck that was about 600 yards away from me, so I had enough time to turn right towards the traffic lights that would permit me to turn left again. And as soon as I made the turn to the right, the truck was right behind me and I just continued driving as usual. It got to a point where cars were like backing up, and when I quickly analyzed the situation, it turned out that there was a van loading on our lane. So of course, in that position, you slow down and you look into overtaking this van that was on our lane. And of course, the oncoming vehicles of course do have priority, so you got to wait till all the cars have driven past before you can overtake. There were two cars in front of me, one that quickly overtook the van of course because it was free, and just as the other car right in front of me, just as she was just about overtaking, I felt bam 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 on my car, and it just felt like my car was being lifted off of the road and sort of like being swung back and forth. I knew very much that my feet were on the clutch and on the brake, and I just couldn't understand why my car was moving continuously. I just felt like it was some unseen power, some magnetic pull, and I couldn't stop my car from moving. It was just really bizarre. And before I knew it, I just like burst out crying because I couldn't understand what was going on, and I was so worried because I knew that my car hit the car that was right in front of me. I was like, oh my god, I've only been driving for 6-7 months and I have hit someone unintentionally. How did I do that? My legs were on the clutch and brake, for goodness sake, what happened? And it wasn't until a couple of seconds later that I realized that it was the truck behind me that hit me several times and causing me to hit the car that was right in front of me. Luckily for the car that was right in front of me, she did not get any scratches or any dents on her car. But when I looked at the back of my car, there were so many dents round about the plate number area, and I could actually see the imprint of the truck's plate number on my car as well. I'll see if I can insert a picture of the dents and the imprint of the truck's plate number on my car. It was just really bizarre. I just like, at that very moment in time, before anyone started speaking with me, I just burst out crying that, oh my god, I am in deep. What the f did I do? How could this have happened to me in just 6 or 7 months of driving? I'm like super careful. Like, how did my car move whilst my feet were on the clutch and brake? How did that happen? But anyway, the lady in front, well, the car in front, the owner of the car came out and she was on the phone already, probably speaking with the police or emergency, whatever, and she was asking me in German if I needed any emergency because I was literally just bawling out. My eyes were like just, I was just crying out, oh my god, what the hell have I done? And at that very moment in time, I couldn't think in German. I just couldn't think in German. All the German things I knew had left my brain. I think my brain just auto-formatted itself to English. And I just kept responding to the woman in English, and I'm just super glad that she understood everything I was saying to her while she was speaking to me in German. To be honest, I did not know how to switch off my car. Everything in my head just flew out. I did not know how to function. It wasn't until a couple, like maybe 2 minutes, that I realized that yes, it was the truck that hit me several times and that it wasn't my fault, because of course I didn't want to get into trouble with the authorities. I've never been in trouble with any authority before, and I never want to be, because I do not want to have to be in that situation where I've got to answer questions that are unanswerable. Does that even make sense? But yeah, it was my car that actually had more dents. There were a couple of dents on the truck, but I think mine was badly affected. and the truck driver kept saying to me that he's sorry, he didn't do it on purpose. And before he actually said all of that, yeah, in my car there's actually a flag on the back seat, and it's a Nigerian flag. I think he was on the phone with someone, and I think he said ich glaube sie ist Nigerianisch or something like that. I was just wondering what my flag had to do with the accident, because I just heard it. The voice wasn't that loud, but I just heard him saying, yeah, ich glaube sie ist Nigerianisch or sie Nigerianisch ist or something like that. And he kept apologizing to me that he's so sorry, he didn't do it on purpose. The truck is 3 days old. They only just got it from the truck dealer or something like that. It's an automatic truck, so he doesn't understand why the truck kept hitting my car several times. And I was like, it's fine, it's fine. And he just kept asking me if I was doing fine, if I needed any emergency help or whatever, but I said to him I'm fine. I'm just still in shock that it's happening to me. That he's been driving for 18 years as well, and nothing like that had ever happened to him before. And I was like, you've been driving for 18 years and you do not know why your truck hit me several times? Before the little situation about me switching off my car and putting it right in place or whatever, yeah, I called my boyfriend, and luckily for me he was home already, so he could drive all the way to, well, it was only like 20 minutes drive away from home anyway. So he drove and came to get me, because if the authorities came I wouldn't have been able to explain myself in German. So he came, and my boyfriend had a conversation with the truck driver, and the truck driver was like, yeah, I've been driving for 18 years, it's never happened to me. This truck is a 3-day-old truck and it's brand new. I don't know what's wrong with it, it's an automatic truck. And my boyfriend was like, yeah, okay. And my boyfriend pulled me aside and was like, yeah, he thinks the guy's lying or something like that. So the theory is that he thought that he was driving an automatic truck, because in an automatic car, once you press brake one time, the car comes to a stop. In a manual vehicle, a truck or a car, whichever one, a vehicle, if you're driving on, let's say even the lowest gear, well, the second to the lowest gear, the second gear, and you press brake, it's certain that the car will sort of like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go until it comes to a final stop. So the theory is that the truck driver forgot that he was driving a manual truck, and as soon as he knew that he had to stop, it was already too late. Hence why he stopped on probably gear 2 and he kept hitting my car continuously and wouldn't stop. And this is me thinking it was some magnetic force that kept swinging my car back and forth without me being in control. And I'm like thinking, what the hell is going on? Tiwa, why are you hitting someone's car? And I'm thinking, well, I'm not hitting anyone's car. My legs are on the clutch and brake. So how is that happening? What force is controlling my car? We waited for the police and they showed up. The situation with the German police was actually quite bizarre. That's going to be like another story for another day if I feel like it. But the police officers that we came across were just really bizarre. My boyfriend explained to them that I wasn't a German speaker, so he could speak to them on my behalf, and the truck driver agreed that he could speak on my own behalf as well. As soon as I explained to my boyfriend what happened, the police officers did not even ask me anything. They didn't ask my boyfriend anything. They just went into their van and wrote a report without asking my boyfriend or myself anything. They only spoke to the truck driver, and it was just really bizarre. They never actually came from my own side of the story. And the second car that was actually involved, apparently they had no report of this car that I hit on paper, or on record should I say. So that was a bit komish, or a bit bizarre. It got to a point that my boyfriend said to the police officers that if he was the one that actually had the accident, then they would have of course spoken to him directly. But why is it that I think it was a race card, and of course it's too sensitive a topic and whatnot, so many like factors and whatnot. But my boyfriend reckoned the police didn't treat the situation fairly enough, given that there was a person of color in the situation, and if I really was a German citizen, or should I say a Deutscher Bürgerin, then they would have treated the situation quite differently. Because usually the police officers would come at you and ask, okay, what happened? Where did it happen? We didn't get any questions like that. The police officers just asked me for an ID card and the papers relating to my car, and that was it. And they didn't get any report directly from me or my boyfriend. Or even if I was saying anything, my boyfriend would have translated everything in German. But the police were just nonchalant. It was quite bizarre. But anyway, that was it. So yeah, this is how I experienced my very first accident. I hope I do not have to experience that again, because when the glass gets too full, then I probably won't be able to function in a car anymore, because I'm still dealing with the issue of me not being able to overtake the truck that was right in front of me, and at the same time an oncoming truck was not far away from me. So I had to make that quick decision to get back into my lane, or else I would have just killed myself. And this time around, a truck carrying tons of wood kept hitting me. I thought it was some type of magnetic force controlling my car, and I couldn't do anything about it. But yeah, that's it really. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you do have any questions, opinions or suggestions on what you've seen on this video, or what you'd like to see on my channel in general, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will be happy to get back to you all. So until my next video, I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. Bye!